Hello and welcome to another update video about ARB. ARB has now, or is now trying to break out of our support zone here. And it's possible that we get one more high here very soon. First of all, I'm going to observe the white wave count because the support area is holding and it's not broken. What is the white count? Well, in the white count, we're dealing with a leading diagonal. To be honest, I'm going to take out the micro count there because we don't need that. Let me see if that is... No, that's all okay. Yeah, this here can be seen as a leading diagonal potentially. It's certainly not an impulse. But we might be able to call it a diagonal, obviously. It's only a three-wave move, but look, we trade and we watch and analyze what we see right now, and it's an unfolding, potentially still unfolding five-wave move, where we have an A, B, C in wave 1, which topped in November last year. Then a wave 2, which bottomed also in November, and then here an A, B, C in wave 3, which topped in January. Then the wave 4 pullback into support, and ideally, this wave 4 is now over. If we make another low, then I'm concerned that it might turn into the yellow wave count, which is possible, which is also not necessarily bearish, but it is definitely not clearly bullish either. It would be good for the coin, for the chart, to stay within the realm or the parameters of the white count. And how would that look like? Well, it's not easy anyway, because we are dealing here with a diagonal, so expect a chop. Yeah, a choppy price action. At the moment, very clearly only 3 waves up. Well, that's not a problem. In a diagonal, we get a lot of 3-wave movements. But the 5th wave should ideally reach the area between 255 and 322. How do we determine that? Well, there are different ways of how we can determine that. Let's just figure out the different ways of calculating targets. For example, one way is, now that we have a potential low in place, yeah, for wave 4, one way is to measure the length of the wave 1. We go to the low of the wave 4, and that takes us here to the $2.55 level, $2.56. The 100% extension level, common target for a 5th wave. That's sort of what I would minimally expect in this 5th wave. And we also have a structure in which, or a way of measuring, where we take the length of waves 1 and 3, and we go to the low of the wave 4. But then we are not taking the 100% extension. Instead, we take the 61.8. And I already have that on the chart. It's round about 320 to 325 as next target, basically, right? So I would be watching for that 5th wave to the upside. I'd be watching the area around 255 to 322. And then as soon as we've got 5 waves complete, we can watch for a pullback in wave 2. Okay, because then these 5 waves up can be called a wave 1, a larger wave 1, and a wave 2 pullback afterwards. Okay, so ABC in wave 1, wave 2, ABC in wave 3, wave 4, and then possibly the 3-wave move that's developing here could be the A wave of wave 5. We might then see another B wave at some point and a C wave up. It's a critical juncture now. Why? So let's take a look at the 1-hour chart and explain that. Because obviously the yellow count would lead to a break of support. I give it the benefit of the doubt as long as it's holding above support. So, I mean, ideally it's not even breaking below the last low that was at 154. I think if it breaks below 154, we're dealing with a yellow count. Okay, so even though I've got the orange support box, and I can technically not rule out that even if it breaks the last swing low, that it's still here wave 4, but it would be a massive wave 4 and it would just not look right anymore. Okay, so either this wave 4 is in, I think, or we are in the C wave to the downside. That could also be bullish overall, but would allow for a much deeper pullback before we start a move. Now I give it the benefit of the doubt. It's just that probabilities aren't very clear because we are dealing with a diagonal. And a possible interpretation would be here to say that this is in wave 5, obviously an ABC. So this could be an A wave in the white, in the wave 5, B wave pullback, and then a C wave to the upside could follow. That's sort of how I see this. And then obviously the A wave itself would be an ABC. It might get another squiggle to the upside here, this this 3-wave move that started on the 23rd of January. Let's also take a look at the fib levels. And yeah, I mean, it might stretch to $2.15. Yeah, a little higher, because then we've got a complete 3-wave move. Also in terms of fib levels, it would have reached an ideal level then, the 100% fib extension. And I would just pay attention to that level. It's also where that previous swing high is located. So it might provide additional resistance there in this region, right, for ARB. Yeah, that's just a quick update for ARB. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.